Namaskar students, welcome to today's session on Sharada Lipi class. Nidhi ji, are you able to see my screen?
No, I'm not able to see your screen as of now.
Okay, just one second. No.
Yes, now it's visible. It's on video. You can change the setting.
Let's stop the video, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, now it is okay. Is it okay
yes,
now?
It's okay now. Yes, it's okay.
So, welcome students. So, happy Shivratri to all of you. And yes, happy Herath. So, in Kashmir, this festival is celebrated as Herath. So this is Har Ki Ratri, which is the night of Lord Shiva, and for us the celebration has started 15 days before. So when the Fagun month starts and it goes for 15 days, and today is the Visarjana, and for few people the Visarjana happens tomorrow. So it's a 15 days festival for all people in Kashmir. And this is a unique way we in Kashmir celebrate the occasion of Shivratri, and various rituals, various practices with this, and a very important festival, especially for all of us in the family, and also then it is important both as in the religious spiritual aspects as also the social aspects of it. This is the time when we connect to each other with our relatives, with our friends, and then even later now from now onwards. So there will be like all these, if you see here, there will be walnuts in that, and those are distributed along with the rice flour, means atta. So chawal ki roti. So that is basically, that's a culture in Kashmir. That is how we celebrate. This is like a whole month, one paru for us. And I wish all of you happy Shivratri and best wishes. Now, before we just go to today's session, I would just, as a practice, we will just recite this shloka from Panchastavi. This is the 11th shloka. Om Arbhatya शशिखंड मंडित जटा जूटां नृमंडास्रजं बंदूक कुसुमारुणांबरधरां प्रेतासनाद्यासिनी त्वां ध्यायन्ति चतुर्भुजां त्रिनयना आमापिनुतुं यस्तनी मदे निम्नवलेत्रयाङ्कृतननु तद्रूप संवित्तये. Om Jai Gurudev. So we will just move to, I will just give to Veronica ji, who will just do the corrections of the assignments from the last session. Yeah, Veronica ji, over to you. Sorry, Nidhi ji, over to you. Today we have Nidhi ji in the session.
Thank you, Rakesh ji. Now taking over the assignments. We had, I think, lesser assignments this week. I'm not sure for the reason. In case you want any specific part of the previous session to be repeated, you can just write that in the question sections. So we will take that part. Otherwise, the rest of the assignments which we have received are pretty much all correct. I'll take you through those assignments right now. So this is first assignment from Akanksha ji. We can see everything is correct. I've just we've just marked one correction here in Sneha. It's just that the nerve probably was a little lighter, so make sure that the letters are written neatly. Otherwise, the nerve is not visible. That's the only correction that I've marked here. Otherwise, the assignment is pretty much correct. Yeah, just in chakkar, if you see the bottom part, the curve at the bottom, which is written below, just make sure that it is, neat and it is big enough. It doesn't have to fall, within the upper curve or the curve of the curve that you're writing on the top. So, for example, if you're writing curve like this, just extend and make the below the curve also big enough. So don't make it so small as is shown here. So I'll just draw it once again. So if this is your central line, this is your. So make sure that you make it slightly bigger than what you've drawn here. It's because looking very small in chakkar. That is the only correction I would like to make here. So this is another assignment from Cheshta ji. There are a couple of points that I would want to mark for this particular assignment. That starting with the first word, see, here what you've written, yes, I mean, I'm glad that you've attempted such words different than what rules that we had learned the other day. However, there are certain rules that we will start learning now in the coming couple of sessions. So here follows slightly different rule of writing when it's written below a particular letter. So I'm not, mentioning how it is written. I'm just wanting you to park those words for some time where a year comes below any other letter. So just park that thought for some time, for maybe a session or so. Otherwise, yes, nice that you've attempted it. Second part is a second place that I've made arrows here. So the reason that I made arrows here, so if you're writing a word, although the Shirorekha is not joined while making letters, but try and keep this distance slightly smaller so that you can make out it's a bird, it's not separate letters. So just try and reduce the distance between the two letters. So that's what I've marked here. There's a word ahlad or ahlad. The word is not clear here, so I'm not sure because I couldn't see the l in the Devanagari version that you have written. Otherwise, I think the word is correct if there is a half l here. So I'm not sure what is the Devanagari word. I'm not sure it was not given in the assignment that we had shared. Fanda is correct. Adbhut is correct. Rest all the words. Sukshma, Kalandar is correct. Coming to one, I made a star mark here for Santosh. So here the ta is written below. Word is correct. Formation of the word is correct. There's one point that we will touch today. Rakeshji will, take up this point just after I finish discussing the assignments of the being written below any letter. It just is written slightly differently. Otherwise, word formation is correct. So I'm not questioning the word formation. Only the way the letter t is written when it's written below any letter, which we will touch upon in some time. There's another word, kadrup. So in case there is this r, half r, where it is joined to a letter. So for example, it's dr and the matra u. So this follows a different rule. We will probably, if not in the next session, a session later than that, we will cover this rule where there is r and u both attached to the same letter. For example, in this kadrup or any other word where r and u are written together. We will cover that. So I'm not marking any correction, but this is not the way to write r and u. We will cover that in the coming days. I would want you to park that thought as well. Rest of the words of all the rules that we had done in the last session are correct, except the, which we will touch upon. Otherwise, yes, the words are correct, doing nicely. Now this is the next assignment by Monica Renaji. Very nice, very neatly written assignment. There is no correction. Almost all, yes, everything is correct. The way the reference material is being maintained is appreciable, as I mentioned in the last session also. So this will come really handy later. Very nicely written assignment. So here, so if you see that I have marked it correct, for example, in word dant or santosh. So this point we will touch upon in some time, and very nice, neat assignment. This assignment is the chart. So Mamta ji is not, I couldn't find the practice words. This is the chart that we had shared. The practice words are missing. I couldn't find that. So in case you've done those words, please upload that that sheet as well. Otherwise, this is the chart which is correct. Okay, this is next assignment. There's no name on this assignment, and I don't think there was any uploaded on the main assignment upload also. In that attachment also. So Sri Ramanji. Okay, just 1 minute, probably that is okay. Okay, sorry, that is hiding. That's just got hidden behind the control panel. Okay, Sri Ramanji, the assignment is nice. I mean, I think mostly it is because of the ink of the pen that you're using. So I wouldn't really touch upon that. That, for example, in panna, although the formation of the word doesn't look correct, but it's primarily because of the ink. Otherwise, yes, the concept is correct, is clear. I have marked some corrections apart from the in case of half ka and the in waqt. I am leaving that. In case of fanda, there's a correction mentioned. You just have to take slightly care while writing the at the bottom. So I'll just draw that. Is the color of the marker correct? Just 1 minute, I'll change the color.
Yes, that is fine. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll just add it. So, for example, if you're writing na, half, and the, so this is your shirorekha, this is your na. So first you draw na, and you have to draw the way you would write the standalone. So here you're not giving that curve to the, for example. Here again, the curve, again, it could be because of the pen, but I would just like to mention that, the would follow the same pattern as you would write standalone though. So for example, if you're writing standalone though like this, it has to follow the same pattern. It could be because of the ink, but just making sure that you get the correct formation. And again, for I've just drawn this just make sure or take care of the shape in case of fur. So this is your first curve, and don't have to make it slant. It has to lie on the same. So for example, this is your bottom letter. It doesn't go slanting, it wouldn't fall towards your right hand side. It remains straight as shown here. Otherwise, see here again in Kalandar, the formation of the at the bottom, just take care of that. So for example, in Haldi, if you see the is come correct, so just take care of that bit. Otherwise, yes, the the rest of the words are correct. Just take care of the pen while writing. You can try using the calligraphy pen, or maybe just a sketch pen with it does not spill the ink. You will get a nice formation of letters. Next assignment is from Sanjeev Raina ji. Nicely, mentioned all the notes, conjunct rule, everything has been mentioned. Words are also correct. Again, only the at the bottom, as I said, we will touch upon. Rest of the words are correct, nicely written. Usage of halant at the end of the, if you see in pak or pach, the usage of halant at the end of the word, that's been marked. And pretty much, yes, all the rest of the words are correct. Next assignment from Manisha ji. Again, rest of the words, nicely written words. Formation is very nice. Again, the at the bottom, we'll touch upon that. Otherwise, rest of the words are correct. The usage of matras along with your words, the e matra and the u matra, which letter takes that also has been nicely correctly written. Very nice. This is Smitaji's assignment. Okay, rest of the words are correct. Only the as I mentioned, rest pakka, dant, shant. This is nice. Correct assignment. There's no, I don't need to mention for any other word. Okay, this is Sunilji's assignment. Amba is correct. Akka is correct. Waqt, I will just come to that. Okay, there is just 2-3 corrections in the letter Vandate. So probably an oversight, I would say. No, you've written the below it, whereas it is the. So no will be written half, which you've written correctly here. So this no is half, and below it is the. So vandate. So no, I'll just write that again. This is no. So this is no, and instead of the what you've written here, it's the, and then it's the, and a vandate. So it could be an oversight, just a small correction there. Pustakam, we'll come to that in some time. Here again in this word, it's pan bug, per no half, b and g. That's I could. It's a slightly, I think that's the word that is written here. Looks a little light to me. So again, it just could be an over. You've written no, and what I could make out is no on the top and no in the bottom. So it is b, as you can see in the word no half and b full. So it would be no on the top because it's half, and there is b. So that is I've just mentioned it here again, and then followed by g. Mandiram, usage of halant is good. Shambhu, yes, with u just below b, That's also correct. Yes, rest of the points covered are correct. Words are correct. So I think very less assignments that we had this time. Should I take one more, or you would like to
Take
continue?
one more. No problem. Yes.
Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, this is, I think, yeah, this was the last assignment. Pretty. Correct word. I mean, see, fanda, panna. The words are correct. Chakkar, kalandar. The you just missed Shirorekha in ka and la, so it's just probably an oversight. Kalandar, no, and the at the bottom is correct. Santosh, the at the bottom, we'll cover that. It's pakka. A is missing. Okay, pakka and pakt. So ka, the below ka. That's just to be covered. Pak, pach, pakt. Rest of the words are correct. Only the third at the bottom, which we will touch upon. Rest, the words are correct. There are no corrections otherwise. This is the last assignment, sir.
Thanks.
You can, yeah.
I'll just share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, students. So what we will do, I think, before we touch upon the today's class, so we will just go back to what was the basic rule. With this, just a recap of what we had learned last, whatever we took last time, and whatever corrections Nidhi has taken. So if you see here, we discussed about these categories. Category A, that was the last assignment. Till now we understood how when category A are written below, they are written on the center and with no shirorekha attached to that. So that is what we learned from our last session. And today what we will do, we will take these categories B and C. We'll see how much we can complete. So if you see here, B categories are those alphabets where the character touch the shirorekha multiple times. It was, I am just rephrasing these again, I know, because so that it goes, everybody understands this properly and remembers this. So this is category B. So where these characters touch the shirorekha more than one time, that means two or more than two times. If you see ch is two times, but j is three times, it is either two or three. It's never four times. Don't worry about that. But these are B category characters, and we will today start with how these B category alphabets, when they are written below, so how are they written. Then we will touch upon the C category alphabets. So C category alphabets are where there is no shirorekha. We also discuss about these 5 characters here, what are mentioned here. So these are category C alphabets. So there is a different rule for both of them. So what we will do, we will take first B alphabet, but before that, as Nidhi ji has mentioned, we will just do that, correct that first, because that the is little different when it is written below, and that we will have to, I think it's important that students remember that. So what I will do, I will just give an example. So ant, we will just do two examples so that students will remember it. So what we do here, will follow no rules because it is complete in itself. So I will just write Now na is half, it is na. So what I will do, as per the Sharada rule, na will be written full. So I just keep it this much so that rest space I can utilize for the letter which followed na, which is the. The is written after the half letter, so the will be written full. As we know, this is the Sharada the. So can I write it like this? There is slightly difference in this the. So the, when it is written below, it just has a small change which students have to remember. What happens, the above one is just kept, that above half is just kept very small, and the lower one is kept as it is. So this is ant. I will just redraw again and re-explain here. So what it means, when the is written below, it is above one is very symbolic curve, but the below one follows the complete this particular portion. So that is ant. I will just draw it again. Now, what I told, the just make one small, very small, just a symbolic curve here, and then after that you follow the how you have been writing the half, second half portion is written complete. So when I say second half, if I divide this, this is one half and this is another half. So this first half I will just write very small, this much, and then the second is written full. So this is how we write ant. Like, I can give one more example before just we go to the assignment. Let me take bhakt. Bhakt. So how we write it, I think students would have understood now. Ka also we know, when something is written below ka, that is also follows the rule. When something is written below ka, ka follows this. It is being told in last assignment. Again, I am telling you, the also has a rule that when it is written, when something is written below the ka, it has to be written like this. So what I will do here, ba will follow as we have been writing. This is bha, then ka, because ka is half and something is to be written below that. It is half, that is okay, but something is written below that. So because of that, ka will follow this. Now the, what we will do, we will not use this, we will use this. So what I mean here, make one small, the second one full. So this becomes bhakt. So that is how the is written below. So I will just draw this once again. There's no need to draw ba, but still I think it's important so that students, it's a practice also. So what I do here, very small, and then here. So this is bhakt. Very one important precaution here, do not extend it like this, otherwise it will become ku. That's very important. So if you see, this was the, I'm just telling very small things for students to remember, because these are very important and should never be neglected. So if I just sometimes make it like this, it is understood, right? So it will become u. right? Same mistake can happen here. Suppose if I just put, I know this can be small, but if I put it like this, it can become ku. Sorry, ku is something like this. We know that, we have learned it. But ku, do not confuse it with ku. Differentiate very properly, explicitly between t and u. It's also very important point to remember. This is t, k, t, but if I have to write k, u, what we do, we have known it better here. But sometimes if you extend it, do not do that. Do not extend this u beyond this particular. So it has to be at this point only, you have to stop it. So that is the difference. But this is how we write when t is written below. So here I just pointed out here. All of the students have, I think, attempted. I think that is very important, even though we did not state that. But good, I think all of the students are doing very good homeworks. I think this makes us really happy that yes, uh, we are able to convey our teachings properly. So now what we will do today, I think we will just take the correct B characters. So so category B alphabets. Let me just start a new page. B category. Category. Left. So for A, it was center. For B, it is left. So when I say left, let me just take some example. Then we will understand what I mean. So we will just keep this rule in front of us, and then we will just explain that. Let me take one example. Sajjan. Sajjan. So what we do here, Sir is perfect. There is no problem in that. J, half, we know it will be written complete. Now this j, which has to be written below, it will not be written here. It will not be written towards right hand side. It will be written towards left hand side. What it means is it will be written below this. And also it will also have the Shiroreka. I forgot to put that. I should also mention that. And along with Shiroreka. We know, like in A category, we omitted the Shiroreka, right, students? So we might have seen that. Like example, when we're writing K or T or any other alphabets, so we omitted Shiroreka. But here we do not omit Shiroreka. You see, in this case, then just in continuation, when I have to show now N, that is normal. There is no problem in that. So that will be, that is N. So this is Sajjan. So what it means is when there is a character which is of B category, that means which has to be written below. B category is when it meets Shirorekha more than one times, then it will be written towards left, and Shirorekha also is attached. Let's take another example. We will take few more examples. Students can ask questions, no problem. We will also. So suppose Ganga. Right, this is in Devanagari. I'm showing it here. So no is half here. In fact, if you see this particular character, even Devanagari uses like this. If I have to write it other way, actually it's like this: G, N, Ganga. So it's like this. So what I will do, I will have to write it. So what will happen? G will be written full. No, here what, because there is some, it's half, so it will be written full. Now there is G, which is category B. So where it will happen, it will be written towards left. Left means not here. I cannot write it here. It will be written towards left. Left means here. I will add a Shirorekha and I will add this. And now important point. This was N. Now A. Where will A come? It will not come here. That we have understood it from last class. Because A matra is above, A will come here. And we know A cannot come like this. We know Na, right? Then we will have to understand how Na was written, right? So if I go to rule Na, so Na was written. This was Na. So same thing will happen here. So this will become Ganga. So this is what, and this is at the edge. That is, I will just rephrase why it was like this. If you remember, students, there were two alphabets, right? This was Na. Let me just do it once again. I'm just trying to tell repeated those things so that we do not forget those. Then there was J. So we know that. So Ja was like this, and Na was at the corner. That was the difference. So same thing what I'm doing here. So this becomes Ganga. So it is written on the left, and Shirorekha is also not omitted. Shirorekha is attached. We will take few other alphabets. Let us take one more. Khachar. So what we will do here now, Kh is complete. There is no problem at all in the Kh. Ch is half, so it will be written full. This is Ch. This Ch will be written below it and left side, and Shirorekha attached. That means if you ideally see, they are parallel together. And R is as usual. This becomes Khachar. Very interesting point here, that if you see, mostly in category B, you will get some alphabets like this. Sajjan, J under N. Then we can also get Nya under N, Nya, you know, Nya. So when we do Nya and if I have to add another new on this, it will come like this. We will get alphabets in this ch under ch. So these alphabets are very, I think, because in the B category, that is how you will get. So it is always written on the left hand side, but it is not always, it's not always that you will get above character also B. You can have other above character, like example, let's take suppose if we, let me just take one example. Per, yeah, let's take per, yeah, let's take this example. It may not have any meaning, it may not be grammatically right word, but I'm just showing you for illustration that what will happen. In this case, you will understand, oh, it was natural here. This is also second category, so it is following one another. What if the above character is of category A? That means, like example here. So punch. So per will come complete. No is half, so it will be written here. Where will ch come? So ch will not come on the center, it will come, you have to start from here. That is what I meant to say. It's always on the left hand side. So this rule is always followed. What I wrote here, category B, when alphabets are written below, they are written towards left and along with Shirorekha. That means we do not omit the Shirorekha. Let me take one another example. I'll just take a new page. Nishchit. So what I will do here, there is no problem till ni. There is no problem. Sh is half, so sh will be written full. We know sh. Ch is full, which has to be written because it is after the half letter, it has to be written below. So ch will be written on the left hand side. E matra is written above. I told you earlier. E, a, matra, they will follow the above character. Only u and u matra are written below, and then t is as usual. There is no difference in the t, and you can have small shirodekha also on this t. So this is the. So this is nishchit. Nidhi, any questions till here?
There's just some request that if you could show Ganga again. There's one request from Geeta ji, and there's also one question or maybe a request which says, can you please show the difference between nya of ka varga and ja? I presume it's the way of writing in Sharda. Otherwise, in case sir sends us some clarification about the question, I'll let you know in between. So you can just show the letter formation and
What
just
I will do,
Ganga again.
I will write Ganga first.
Yeah.
K, G, this is Ganga in Devanagari. Because N is half here, that is why it's written here. So G, Na and A will be written. So this will become Ganga. I think there was a question about Na, right? This one, right?
Yeah, and Ja, we had seen some letters where
We will
they
do that.
look similar. Ja, it's not Ja, it is Ja with
Yes.
that end Shirorekha and Nya. How to differentiate?
I think it's a good question. Let me just let's do that. So what I will do here, Na, Ha, Ja. We will write all of them. It's a small here. When I write Na, it's at the end, and then I take it like this. It's at the end. Now when I write Ja, and when I write Ja, I hope this is clear now. You see the difference. Even though there is a slight, this can also be a difference. This can also be a difference, but sometimes in manuscripts, this can confuse us. So here, what is important is Ja has these two, but it does not have, it's just a single one, if that is Na. But in Ja and Na, you see there's a Shirorekha which is extended here, but there is a Shirorekha which is ending here. This is very interesting. It's very interesting, and students have to remember it. Students have to remember it, even if it is a very fine difference. But this is how they are written. Okay. So what we will do? Let me just take category C, and then we will again take some different words.
Sir, if you could just once touch upon Halant, although we have touched it and it had come, it's been drawn
Okay.
in assignments. There's just one request to, in case of, so, sir is suggesting that Nishchit, I presume, will have Halant at the end. So if
Oh
it has
yes,
a Halant, how it is
that's right.
written in Sharda?
Sure. I think that's a good point. Let me just put that here.
Yeah.
I think what I will do then, it's better for me to take the same example of Ganga. It can be written like this also, and then I can take another example. Chit. Oh, sorry. Oh, I think this is a very good question, and I think we should clarify this point. If you see here, very important point here to notice that Devanagari allows Halant to be put in the center of a word or at the end of the word also. You see here, no was half, so they have put here, and Devanagari also has a flexibility even not to do that. They can put G below that, but this is also somewhere you can find Halant at the in the middle also. But in Sharda, when I will have to do, what I do here, so this becomes Ganga. In Sharada, I do not do halant in between. What I mean to say, I cannot do like this and then write ga after that. In between, this is not allowed. So this is in between the word, the halant is generally not seen in Sharada Lipi. Now the same thing when I have to write chit. This is how we write. So Sharda allows halant to be added at end, not at the in the middle of the word. I think that is what students should remember. So halant is as we know, this is the representation of halat in Sharada Lipi. But if it is in between the word, you better make that word, you better whatever is followed next word, you put it below. That is a better rule as per the Sharda, but it is acceptable in Devanagari. It is allowed. Did I answer, Nidhi? Any other questions?
No, sir. No further questions on this part now.
So what I will do now, let's go back to this rule again here. Now what we will do, rule 3, which is the characters which have no Shirorekha, which is the category C. If you see here, G, P, M, Sh, S. So these are the alphabets where there is no Shirorekha. For that, I will have to write it. So if a character written below belongs to category C, which has no Shirorekha, so omitting of Shirorekha does not arise, right? You don't, when there's no Shirorekha, there's no need questions of omitting or adding the Shirorekha. So we add the character on the right hand side of the word. Let me just take some example so that we understand what I'm talking about. So Shilp. So what we do, La is half, so it will be written full. Per, in per, how should we write in Sharda? Students know it. This is how we write. What we will have to do as per the rule, we'll have to write on right hand side. Right hand means this will not come like this. No, right hand side, that means towards this. So this is the rule 3. So this is very important. So I will rephrase it. So whenever any alphabet which is of category C, that means it has no Shirorekha, has to be written below. It will be written towards right. Let me just take another example. Atma. So what we do here? Oh, sorry. My mistake. This is T is as we write because it is half, still it will be written full. The above is there is no rule. Don't get confused with what I explained earlier. That was when T was below, but here T is above. So T will be written as it is. Now M comes under category C, which has no Shirorekha. So where will M come? It has to come on the right hand side. And M has no Shirorekha. So there is no question about whether I need to add the Shirorekha. No, it does not have a Shirorekha. And then A will always be written on this. So this is Atma. Let's take one more example. Dwans. So what we do, there is no problem at all. V is also no problem at all. So this is the, we know that. V also will be written as it is. N is full, there is no problem at all. N will be written. N is half, so it will be written full. Now where will Sir come? How is Sir represented in Sharada? This is Sir. Actually, this is a symbolic Shirodeka. There is no, how is different Sir and M? We know, right? If it is Sir, this is M. This round is very important. We have explained it many times, but I am just rephrasing. This is M. This corner, sharp corner is Sir. So this is told to students. So what I will do here, now where will Sir come? Sir has to come on the right hand side. That's it. You can add the small Shirodeka. That's it. So this becomes Dwans. So this is another example. Let me just take one or two more. So let's take one. Utsav. See, if you see here one, again I'm rephrasing it. In the Sharda, we do not add the word with a common Shirodeka. So that's another point which we have told many times. This is U. There is no problem at all. It will be written as we have been writing. You can even add a small Shirodeka on the, that is perfectly correct. There's no problem. Even if you don't add it, that's also okay. The Sir on the right hand side and verb. So this is Utsav. Let's take another example.
Sir, I would just like to point out that we have just one suggestion here that in Dwans, probably the verb will come below the. So it's Dwans. The is half. That's what a suggestion is.
Okay. No, that we will
So,
do that also. We'll do that also.
uh,
Let's do that. Let's
yeah, I
do
would
that.
also like to mention that sometimes it just happens that we show words which may not really be the way they're written in Sanskrit. It could be just that we want to show a particular letter, so maybe the difference could be because of that. It's just a small
No,
mention for all the
I think that,
attendees.
yeah. So what we will do, let's try this word. Very good. I think yes, grammatically this word may not be right, but because we only intention was only to explain you the rule. Let's take this word, dons. It's a mixed, right? So what we will do then, the is half, so it will be written full. Ver is category. If you remember, students, where was ver? Ver was category A, so it will be written on center, and Shirorekha will be omitted. The ver na is half, it will be written full. So is category C. It is A category, and this is C category. So sir will be written. Good point, good catch. So this is how it will be written. So dhwans, or let's take another example. I'm just taking now mixed example. Swami. So sir is half, it will be written full. Ver will be written below that. No Shirorekha. A is here. Me is as it is. So ver is category B A. So it will be written directly on this thing, and Shirorekha is omitted. So that's all. Do not add a Shiro, do not connect it. That's not right, because mer does not have a Shirorekha. So E is only a slight Shirorekha to support that. So this is Swami. So this was, I think this was a good example where these were mixed. Maybe if you have any more examples, or if you have any questions, or I take few more examples. Nidhi, is there any other question?
There is no question. This how we have one suggestion that can you please show how to write pra. So pra is a conjunct in itself. So how would you write pra?
I think pra is, that is a different rule. So when I have to write pra, so in Devanagari you write like this, but in Sharada I write it like this. We will cover it. We will cover it separately. Let's hold that word. There are few rules, few special words where there are few more rules which we will learn. In fact, let's take those rules separately. So because it is p and r is below.
So yeah,
R
all the
always
words
below.
which have r below would be covered in the next session, most probably.
So it's like pr, kr, it's like this. So gr, that will be written, but let's cover that in a next class. Let's not confuse. I think I want to just focus today's class on only category A, B, and C, and with simple words what we have taken. Let me just see if I can just take some other example from this. Okay, I think we took Atma, Utpal, Shilpya, Kalpana. I think most of them we have taken, but yes, Nidhi, if you have any words, just suggest. But let me just reframe it again. So what we do, what we have learned, because I think it's okay even if it is Conjunct rule. So what I'll do here, rule. So category A, category B, and category C. This is A means which touch the rekha once.
Sir, if you could just write Swami once. I may have missed checking the screen earlier that it's mentioned that why is were written on the right rather than in the middle. So
I'll write it.
if you could just
I'll
rewrite the word Swami.
Okay, I'll write it. So I'll just let me put it first here. Oh, sorry. Example. Okay, let's see. I'm just putting this table so that students understand what I mean. So as an example here, example. Something like that. So this is the rule. If you see A category, center, no shirorekha, B category, towards left, along shirorekha, C category, towards right. So this is what students can remember. Now, I think you asked me to write Swami. So V is category A. It's very simple, straight. This is Swami. Okay, so let's read this once again, so that I think we will give few words for students to practice. But I do not want to extend this class. I think beyond this, I think this is enough if we learn these categories. So category A, you have to write it on in the center of that alphabet, like the N, it was on the center. The B you have to write on the left side, so that is, this is center, this is left, and this is right. So these students will have to remember that this is right, left, and center. Nidhi, any questions we have?
So if you could just revisit category C once, if you could just show maybe 1 or 2 letters.
Okay, sure. Let's take another alphabet on category C. Amma. Ma is half, so it will be written full. Ma is here, so it is category C. It has to be written on right hand side. And A will follow the apocorrector. So this is Amma. Let's take another alphabet. Let's take V. Varsh. So if I have to do a Sandichhed of this, this is V plus R plus sure. I'm talking Devanagari. Now if I have to write it, so V, R will be written full. Now Sh is category C. Category C will be written towards right hand side. So what will happen? And then this is Varsh. So this is category C.
Sir, before closing, I think 2 words, C category is covered. Before closing, if you could just touch upon the point that when B category letter is written under B category, we have a very keen observer and a very keen student in our batch this time. Mostly all the observations have come from him. And I would also like to share this in the whole group. It's making me smile while saying that. There is Kishorji in the group who's all of 13 years, and all these observations, very keen observations, have been coming from him. Really appreciated, and you know, we are really glad that you know, everybody is saying so much interest in learning the sacred Lipi. So I would like to appreciate his observations and the keenness to learn. He's
Yeah,
just pointed that while writing B category under B category, why it is not, why it is written in the middle. So if you could just touch upon that fact, sir, before closing
so B
today.
category rule was towards left. Now this is special. I think yes, especially yes, as Nidhi has pointed out, we are always, when there are young students in our class, I think that fascinates her more, and it's very encouraging for all of us. So what we will do here, let me just put this here. So k, nya, now ch, and na. So this B category, what I think when you have B categories above and then when you have B category below also, as I have shown in this example, you see here, this was also B category, this was also B category. They follow exactly one below another. Like example, if it is near, then the other can be sure. They follow exactly, because that is what, if you see the rule also, it has to be written on the left, but not on the left of this, not like this. So not, it does not allow me to do that. So sorry, yeah, it can be j or whatever. I think that's okay, that's fine. It does not, that is not allowed. So B category, when it is under B category, I think maybe that's a special. Yes, it's not absolutely on the left, as like here it was, M was on the right. It is, I can say it's one below another. So that means I start my pen when I, suppose this was near, I start my pen not here. I start my pen on the left hand side of this character. That is what it means. So I will start my pen on here. It can be j or it can be j or whatever. So always, mostly when this B category B, they follow one below another. You see here, like example j. When there's another j I have to write, I will just start from. They will follow exactly one below another. That's very important point. As only in B you will get such special conjuncts. Yes.
Sir, I would just like to mention here the name of the student is Sridhar Karthik. He's logging in from his brother's account, whose name is Kishore. So I correct myself here. Sridhar Karthik ji, if you're listening, I mean, I'm sure you're listening to this while I'm saying that. I stand corrected, and I really appreciate your keenness and you being a part of this learning. Lot of corrections, lot of observations are coming from you. Thank you for being a part of this group.
Yeah, I think what we can do, we will close this session, but we will give the we will send the assignments to students. Maybe these can be mixed, A, B, C, all these, so you can practice. Now there are, next class will be more interesting, where there are few rules, few special rules in Sharada, which we will have to remember. Very few characters, I think we will take those. And we are I think I can say we are almost 90% complete. All of the students are really doing wonderful work. So please do practice, and yes, let's meet next Saturday again.
Yeah, all the reference material will be posted in the folders as earlier. And in case somebody wants to post last week's assignment because maybe because of festival or any other reason you've not been able to post your assignments, you can post them this week also. It's okay. We'll try. We will revisit the last week's folder once again in case there are some corrections yet to be done. And you can do the practice words for this week. We will upload them in a day or two.
Thank you, Nidhi ji, and thanks students.
Thank you, Rakeshji. Thank you, everyone.